morning, everybody. Good morning. My name is Daddy Chris, and this is SRTV London. The show is called Wake Up Nigeria. What do we do here? This is the show where we take a look at what is happening in the country, and talk about it, propose solution, fight those who don't want to change, and perhaps inspire the young people to take up their country. Nigeria is a country with huge potential. Nobody is disputing that. We have the best of natural resources. You can see Nigerians excelling in every aspect, any endeavor in life. But we happen to be poor people living in a rich nation. The situation is unacceptable. And perhaps, I want to quote the very man, the labor man, the man we know, the chief of Shomole. Shomole, in fact, I love that you speak, that if you refuse to die for something, you will die for nothing. No, let's use the right word for it. If you refuse to live for something, you will live for nothing. I think that one is better. People don't want to hear the word die, especially Nigerians. They don't want to die. So how can Nigerians die? They don't want to die. Nigeria will never agree to die. So that is where we find ourselves today. Nigeria don't want to die. Yes, I think my team is joining me slowly. Abuja is almost there. I can see her, and I'll be joining with her shortly. But yeah, if you refuse to die for something, you will die for nothing. No. If you refuse to live for something, you live for nothing. How can we, the poor people living in a rich nation? It's because most of us refuse to live for something. So we're living for nothing. I know you're going to be angry with me. You're going to say, hey, I'm not living for nothing. You are. Let me tell you this. You are not secured. You drive from your house, you are scared who is behind you. That is not a country. That is not a country you should be living in. Yes, there's crime in England, but you don't wake up in the morning and be scared of the next neighbor. Come on, man. It's unacceptable. You need to ask yourself this question, why this is happening. Number two, I know you talk of security, say everywhere, nowhere is secure. They keep people in America. They're going to go and defend themselves. It's not the way it is in Nigeria. It's barbaric. American police will step in and they will quiet the situation. Your government could not stop evil children kidnapping and kept in. They send them back to us, pregnant. You did nothing about it. The government did nothing about it. We are watching. You talk that you have security. Let's leave that one. Let's talk about your economy. It's only in Nigeria where somebody have it all and nobody, some have nothing. It's not happening anywhere in the world. Look at the poverty ratio in Nigeria. It's not done, and you can never have peace in such a society. The reason I say, ask yourself why. Look at our education system. But let me just talk about the most important one, the brain drain. Olympics is around the corner. The Nigerian football team, they did well in the local team. Who said that an African team with all the talents we are producing in Europe cannot win the World Cup? We're not going to do it. You know why? Ask yourself why. Forget about Nigeria. This Olympics we are going now, who is going to represent us? America will come and this again, Nigerians. All our medical doctors are on the move. They're the jackpot. Our lawyers are on the move. They're the jackpot. Any true engineering student we want to jackpot. Why? Because there's no country for them to live. And you're going to blame them. Why are they Japan? Why are they doing this? It's up to you, my people, to ask yourself this difficult question. We don't have a country as it is. Only because of one thing. I'm quoting, it's not me talking. This word, Chino Achebe wrote years back. He said, the problem of Africa, Nigeria in particular, is that and that of leadership. And that you see there can be traced to leadership. The question I ask the government is, you have young population. Nowhere in the world have the kind of young population Nigeria have. So we're not talking of some old people because our old people will die on time. So the young ones are there to actually do the job. It's true that the government refused to engage them and make money. You see, the problem is government think if I engage young people, I will not be making money. No, if you give people the right education and you give them the right job, government will be collecting tax. Maybe that's how you should be thinking. How do you run a society? Oh, Nigerians, I weep every day when I wake up and see that we are still poor people living in a rich nation. Now let's take a look at something. I'll do this before I bring my little guests in. Good. The white people came. I don't want to go back to history. Let's just stop at this. Nigeria have oil. Who discovered the oil? Who discovered oil in Nigeria? That is what we've been living on for 60 years. Because somebody discovered oil in Nigeria. It's not also, it's the foreign company that came and discovered oil in our own soil. What a shame. If you dispute that, then I'm going to ask you, do you know how many mineral resources Nigeria have? Oil is just one of them, which is the least of them all. We have gold, we have diamond. In fact, everything, God deposited it in the land called Nigeria. But who is there now to think that, which of the leaders is even looking at what we have? Say, let's go and bring it out and sell it. All you do, people, the leaders you have is the one that sell oil, the one discovered by someone else. Now you're fighting the white people. How could they come to Nigeria and take advantage of us and take the oil away? Did you discover it? Do you know there was oil in Nigeria? You don't. And now you don't even know you have diamond. You don't know what you have. You see, Tinubu is only looking at the money coming from oil. Your dead governors are only looking at the money coming from oil. They don't ask themselves, what do you have in your soil? God bless us with everything. If you didn't dispute that, we could be the best in agriculture. I don't think Europe have a better land to farm than us. Yet Europe feed us. America have a better land than us. America feed us. Africa is the land where you can farm well. What a set of leaders you have. And you say that, oh, let's take a look at the newspaper. Because if I get into this, I'm going into politics and people won't want to watch the show. But we are poor people living in a rich nation. You know, this was what was happening in Cuba before Fidel Castro came. And he said, it's enough. Abacha once said enough is enough. Enough is enough of what? He ended up looting us. Before I bring in my colleague on the show, I just want to talk about the inferiority complex. You see, the looting in Africa is not because they want to loot, because they see themselves as inferior. We have a lot of inferior leaders. Some of them were poor people. You know, some children. If you look at the background of those people who are looting, you will discover that their parents are from a very, very poor background. And I know they're going to be angry now. Look at me. I said to you, look at your father. Your father didn't have money. That's why you are looting today. It's your opportunity. Oh, look at this. I never knew I would be this. Now you saw money, you are looting it like a fool. Go and look at their parents. Look at the parents of the village fools who are looting money. They have no home, no background. I can tell you their father could not even farm and do a farm well. My father did a good farm. My father was doing well. I won't loot. Go and check the background of those people. They come from a very, very poor home. Today they come out, and you know what they're coming from? Inferiority complex. The money they are even looting, you know what they do? They only take it abroad. They take it to London to come and buy houses. Who buy house in London? You own a house in London, you stupid. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the house you own in Europe. You see, if I can build a house in my village, that is what developed my village. You bring your money and come and buy a house because you will not be allowed to build a house. None of them is building. It's house already built. They say, come and live on it for some time, die and go. Because you're not going to take that house from London. From England, no way. It's not going to move to Africa. You are a fool. Is it beautiful women you want in Europe that you don't have in Nigeria? How come that our leaders are so inferior that they choose to loot us dry? Look at what we saw feedback. I don't want to take us back to what happened in the Delta State. But look at the story of Yaya Bello. A young man of that matter. You are a shame, Yaya Bello. And I hope this authority will clamp on you. But no, it's not only Yaya Bello. Tinubu will go still look your record after some time. You know, from time to time, Tinubu now your time now, because supposedly you don't win an election, maybe before they pursue you too, because you self, you're not good. But do the good work now. You say you want, it's your turn. Revive Nigeria now. You see, this is what we're saying, Baba. What do you really have in head that you wanted to say? I heard the news you're saying. What does it take you for Tinubu to announce today the minimum wage, which has been the most important thing Nigerians are waiting for? I believe minimum wage will restructure Nigeria. It will stop the brain drain. There's no need for a lecturer to want to work in abroad. There's so many universities in Nigeria, so many places to work. A medical doctor have enough to work in Nigeria. Why are they running away? If you cannot address the minimum wage, there will be continuous slavery, brain drain. Look at your police. This disheartening. I can keep on counting and counting. Let me bring my young women on the show tonight. This is it's a very very big day. Hello, Abuja.
Good morning, Daddy Chris.
Money, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you? How is London?
Ah. London, they will see the way you don't tie on this thing. This your wet lips, eh? These Abuja babes. How are you?
Daddy
How's
Chris.
Abuja though?
Abuja is fine. Abuja, we thank God for Abuja.
You're
That's
looking
important.
good. You
Yes.
look good. You look good. We're proud
Thank
of
you.
you.
Thank you very much, Daddy Chris.
Yesterday we saw what happened in the country. Let me bring the other young lady in. I can see Favor there. Is that Favor from Edo? Hello, Favor.
Yes, this is me, Daddy Chris. Good morning. Good morning, Daddy
How are
Chris.
you? Money, Favor. You are glowing
I'm
this
fine,
morning. Let me
thank you.
put my two. Now these are the two beautiful faces of SRTV. You know, there is Debbie. This is the younger generation. These are the people that are going to fly the flag. You might think, oh, who are they now? But you know, they're going to hold the battle tomorrow. These are the people we want to drop the battle with, and I hope they will fly. They will make us proud when the time comes. All right, let's take a look at what has happened. The country yesterday
Sorry,
was an International Workers' Day. The whole world was celebrating, and we were expecting the president of the country to make a big announcement. The minimum wage. Baba no agreed one. What is going on? Or has it been done?
It has not been done. We've not heard anything yet. The NLC, they are still waiting for him to say something about it. They gave him a price tag, and he's still deciding on either to say it or not to say it, or to reduce it or not to reduce it. I saw a story this morning about it, stating that the NLC, the Labour Congress president, she said something about 615,000 naira. They gave a breakdown of what it's supposed to be used for,
Great.
the transportation, the gas, the fuel, like complete analysis of how a Nigerian is supposed to live, and the total amount amounted to 615,000. But Baba has not said anything about whether increasing it from 30,000 or pushing it to another figure. Nothing yet. We're still waiting for him.
That's a very good one.
maybe,
You see, even
maybe
the
he's waiting to surprise us.
650,000. Yeah, go on. It's
I
waiting
said
to
maybe he's
surprise them.
waiting to surprise us. Yes.
Yes, he said,
God surprise.
I heard people say that the days of our crying is over. Baba is our days of crying
Yes.
over. But I'm happy what the Labour Congress have done. This is 650,000. When I keep analyzing, I was doing this yesterday. It's not a big money that you're going to become rich if you earn 650,000, but at least you will be comfortable. You understand? You will live in a
Yes.
nation called your own. It's
Yeah.
not great, but it will be living in a nation called our own. And let me interpret that. That money as it is now is actually not still not up to £400, but it's okay. You understand? It's still not up to £400. It will be a start. You know,
Yes.
and the question is the government will be saying, how do we pay these people? And that is my anger. How do we pay the salary? Are the people not coming to work? What kind of work are they doing? So maybe we still need to look at our working culture.
Public sector.
In England, if you go to work, 8 hours is 8 hours. Once the bell ring, man, you are working. You must be working. You will put in the eight
Yes.
hours. It's no joke. But like Nigeria, some of the women they go break melon for local government. How they go, how government will take pay on that too. So make we think of that one. Some of us we are contributing to this agony. You understand? Maybe we
That's true.
anyway. Yeah, so we need to also ask ourselves: are we doing enough for the country? You understand? But as much as we want to deal with the government for this lousy attitude, we're going to look at the government really seriously because if I employ somebody, it will be my duty to tell the person what to do. If the person is not doing well, it's my job to fire the person. So the government have no excuse say, oh, they are not working. Did you tell them what to do? If they are not doing the work, did you fire them? So there's no excuse. Keeping people there, if you say they are there, then they should be working. So it's all boiled down to leadership. Now let's answer one question. How can the government pay this amount of money? It looks big, eh? 650,000, everybody. And people
Daddy
say,
Chris,
eh?
Daddy Chris, there is money in Nigeria. We are not deceived anymore. We are not blinded. We know what is happening in this country. For one person to say I am a senator and sit in the house, just for one sitting, you're receiving almost a billion naira. and we're just talking about 615,000. Imagine how many people we have in the House of Senate, in the as representatives from different states in sitting in
And
the,
all the padding and all
and
the
all the
all
travel
the
doing.
street
So there's
lights
money
they're
to
doing.
do country.
Uh,
It's very easy if they want to pay this money. If Baba wants this amount of money to be allocated to every government staff or to any person that is working in the system. It's very easy for him to say, okay, I have decided that everybody should be collecting this amount of money. And definitely the money will be spread across citizens in the country.
yeah, you see, I think it's simple really. And even you see, you know the most annoying part of it. The people I'm going to see be angry with today are our governors. It's okay to tell Baba to pay 650. Baba will pay 650 to his federal workers. Are the state ready to do that? No, the state is going to tell us, no, we don't earn enough money. We don't have enough money. How can you have enough money if all you wait for is money that comes from federal government? Who stopped the state from making money? The question I ask, let me put it this way: private schools and private all churches now. If you don't have a church, then you have a private school in Nigeria because that is the way you make money in Nigeria. Church or private school. Now churches now have their own private school. Have you seen every church these days? There's only a church that doesn't have a school. I don't know whether your church have a school. Favor, which church do you attend? Okay, Favor network is still struggling.
My
Okay,
church has a school. Oh, we have university and we have secondary school.
which one be that one? And when else will they go?
I'm going to Assemblies of God Church. Our
Okay.
university is in Ebonyi State.
Uh-huh.
Then the secondary schools are actually in 27 states. So including Abuja here. Our secondary school is Akubwa, and that's where I schooled self, my junior secondary school.
Really? That's good. So you're a beneficiary of that system. That's good. But you see what I'm trying to say is so the churches can actually do good business. They've seen the business of schools. You pay school fees, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm sure it's not as high as the one you see in other private sector. Now the
No.
Americans they brought in the have you seen the British school? It's opposite of my former office. You understand? There's one school there. They said the school fees alone for kindergarten is 400 and something thousand. Kindergarten for kids. They said, yeah, it's a British school. Everybody's running down there. I'm saying to Nigerian government, are you stupid? Did these people bring in their staff from England to come and teach there? They're still using Nigerians to teach. What you see? It's a shame that Nigeria cannot see this. So if we cannot afford free primary education, let the parents pay small amount of money, make some money, make the education fruitful. I don't see any reason why government would say you must have free education. No, if government said, because my own is they're going to ask us how can we pay. No, there is nothing like free ride. If you want to give birth to children, be ready. But the government can afford to actually take care of primary education. If they say they cannot, so be it. They must not compare themselves to the rest of the world. But I am of the belief that if private people, churches cannot open schools and make money because churches are not doing it for free. Look at the Catholic schools in Nigeria. People are sending their children to Catholic schools. You understand? Because they are good schools. You read Reverend Sisters, they were sitting down at home before. Now they can go and teach. You understand? They have work. They set up hospitals. In my village, we have the biggest hospital, which came in from the Catholic. And that is the biggest. You've already brought one. That one is not is there. The politics is destroying it. But the one from the church is functioning well. You know what? They're making money. So if you tell me how you going to pay governor, think like if that state is your own business, will you run it the way you're running it now? You're just a wicked fool, man. And that's the problem. They're going to say, oh, how do we pay? No. Every sector of the Nigerian economy should be making money. You understand? And it's simple. Anything you do that is not making money, stop it. The state governors should be one. In fact, there should be no state anymore. If you're going to wait for only the federal government, for the money coming from the federal government, then there's no need to have a state. Every day you want to have power, you want to have a different state, we want to create more state. To do what? Just to go and collect money from federal government. In that case, we don't need the state. The essence of state is to have another sector of economy. You have so much potential in Delta State. Let me talk of Delta State. I know Ebonyi State also. Abakaleke rice. Not be so with the hear in those days.
Yes, yes, yes.
The best rice. So these people could produce rice. Imagine if Abakaleke concentrate on the production of rice and they begin to sell rice to the rest of the nation, we will not have hunger today. So what is the governor doing? What they're gonna do? That one went up to become minister of work now. I see when they dance one time. You know, we featured him on SRTV magazine. He was so proud. He did well because he's an engineer. Constructing roads. He said he did well in agriculture. Oga, how much did you make for the 8 years you run the state? Most of these guys, we need to bring them down, give them better lashes so the new ones will know. The states are our problem. The minimum wage is something the federal government of Nigeria must adhere to. 650, I'm forced to agree. If not, I was saying 1 million naira. But if 650 is okay, let us start from there. The truth is, if I start a business in Nigeria, I'll be able to pay that salary because I will make sure the money, the state, the company makes that money. And I always say to my staff, if because the only reason you are getting this poor money is because we're not making money. If we make money, who am I there to control it? You guys, it's a company. A company is not one man. A state is not owned by the governor. The state belongs to all of us. The resources is our own. And it's a shame that we still, I'm going to read the word again. We are still Nigerians. We are still poor people living in a rich nation. Yeah. I want to repeat that. We are still poor people living in a rich nation. You know why it's a rich nation? Nigeria is very rich. But you are poor. And when you say who is a poor man, you think it's the amount of car you can drive. No, you have a car, sir. Are you driving on a good road? When you get home, there's no electricity. You are not struggling. And on the generator, you are a poor man. The water, you're not sure of the water you're drinking. You're not even sure if your child can go to school, so you end up sending your child abroad. In fact, that child you send abroad may not come the day you die. Most of them will not be there when you will be buried. You understand? We are poor people. Let's talk about this. Your president was sick. Buhari, you spend money flying him abroad to go and remove all the dirty organs in his body so that he's still alive today. Are you people rich people? When we talk, they open their mouth. Oh, we are not poor. Tell me what makes you rich if you cannot treat yourself, if you cannot feed yourself. Now they're giving you AIDS. America will come and say, let's give them food to eat. George Bush came the other time. They should supply us genetically modified food to eat. Are you not ashamed? You got to stop. We start with the minimum wage. That is the only decent thing to do. It's too important to do that. And that's what we're going to do. Favor, you're back.
Yes, Daddy Chris, I am.
Yes.
A little bit of network issues this morning.
Yes, I know. It's always here and there. What we're going to try and do today is let's take a look at the newspaper, what the newspaper are saying. But the crux of the matter really is, what has the president done? What is his speech? Let's take a look at that.
Okay,
Daddy
this
Chris.
one, as we always start with the Punch. The Punch, the big story on the Punch: minimum wage, federal government, labor talks deadlocked, NLC defends 615,000 naira demand. Rider say Tinubu says government unions fail to reach consensus, assures workers of living minimum wage. Federal government frustrated negotiation. Anything below 615,000 naira will make workers poorer. This is coming from the NLC and the TUC. At the top left, we have fuel scarcity, and it says federal government plans 15-day emergency fuel supply. And that story is on page 27. We have another story that says government expenditure rose by 33% in February. And that's coming from MPC member on page 28. We have another story that says federal government gives fresh conditions for gas license. And that story is on page 28 as well. We have a story here that says Lagos Calabar Highway Government faults landmark title begins 2.7 billion naira compensation payment. And that story is on page 27. We have a story that says Safe School Initiative to cover off-campus hostels. And that's coming from the commander. And that story is on page 37. We have Agric Imports Gulp, 12 trillion naira despite 9-year anchor borrower scheme. That is on page 28. We have Lagos uncovers under bridge apartments where tenants pay 250,000 naira per rent for rent. And that story is on page 38. Well, federal government restricts Lagos bridges sand miners license. That story is on page 27. And the last story we have here is school months 14-year-old British Nigerian killed in London sword attack. And that story is on page 26. Then we have a picture here of the Deputy President, Nigerian Council of Registered Insurance Brokers, receiving an award. That's all the stories we have on the Punch newspaper this morning.
All right, like I said before, the deadlock will continue, and the deadlock is what we need. The deadlock must stay. The 650,000 naira minimum wage must stay. You know, when we say this, I mean, it's easy. Sometimes I say, are they talking for the federal government alone? Is this applicable to the state? I'm asking Labour now. Are they talking of the private sectors too? Because you cannot run a country that only government is paying this, then the state is not paying it, or the private sector is not paying it. Then it's not a system. In UK,
Exactly.
It's not
yeah,
universal.
my girls, my ladies, in this country here, I must follow the minimum wage set out by the government.
Yes.
In fact, if you guys see now, I'll be issuing visas shortly for the Nigerian week. When I invite Nigerian workers, musicians to come and perform, or artists to come and perform in the UK, if the money is below the minimum wage, they will just cancel the visa. They will not issue it. If you see 90% of the rejection I had last year was because they said the salary is below the minimum wage. It's not acceptable in England. You see? So those are things
That is how it.
yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. Though, because
Yes,
they
there are
want
some
to make
structures, basic structures.
exactly. They don't tell you if you don't want to do the business, get out. If you're ready, we will encourage you. We will support you. But this is the minimum wage you must pay to the workers. And in fact,
Yes.
if your company is caught doing it, you go to jail. Quick. It's called
That's
slavery. What is it called?
Daddy Chris,
Slavery.
I
Yeah.
believe there is a structure that is supposed to be put on ground that everybody must follow. Why they said foundation, the foundation determines how strong the building will be. I believe
Yes.
that in so many ways we have lacked foundation, we have lacked basic foundation, putting basic structures in ground. That is why we have gotten to this stage we are today in Nigeria. So I believe if I think they are trying to retrace our steps, and I believe if we try retracing our steps back, try putting these structures in place, try putting these very strong foundations in place, then we can start from there. We
I
cannot
agree.
just keep going like this. We cannot keep living like this. As at this morning, as I was coming, the vehicle I entered, the a bus driver, he stopped at the fuel station, and um price of fuel has increased to I think about 750 naira. So the man was just lamenting and all of that. So imagine
Ah.
if
But then
someone
people are
how
enjoying
the
though.
yes,
Hello?
imagine how the
People are
yes, I
enjoying
can
that
hear you.
fell for 115 naira. You're enjoying.
So how much is it
Well,
in, in Abuja?
our
In
how
Abuja,
much is it?
fuel is 900 naira.
Eh?
Wow. And this thing, and
900.
there's something also that I have that has caught my attention. The federal government is the Minister of Petroleum. I'm correct, right? Daddy Chris.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, he's the
He
Minister
is.
of Petroleum. But
Started
I
with
believe
Buhari.
a long time ago, I don't think, I think it was in the time of Jonathan we last had regulation of prices in full. Everybody
Yes.
sells at whatever price range they like. The last regulation we had, if I am speaking correctly, I believe it was in the time of Jonathan. So imagine how the cost of living, if these prices keep fluctuating and all of that, imagine how the cost of living will be for the average man. So if they are not being paid up to standard, if they are not being paid enough to assess basic necessities of life, then I don't think, I think we need to really retrace our steps. I think the government, the federal government needs to talk about this minimum wage. It is something it needs to dive into. Like I said, maybe it was trying to is waiting for the perfect time to surprise us. But I think yesterday would have been the perfect time. But since he
No,
didn't do that yesterday, let's wait a little while.
no,
Let's see what he has for
the
us.
truth is, I'm sure the president have a different figure in mind. Labour is saying, if you don't give us this, we're not taking it. If he had announced the figure the federal government had in mind, there would have been trouble today. Maybe Nigeria will be in the street now. You understand? That's why the Baba keep quiet. Because we'll be on the streets
But
right
let's
now.
hear from the federal government. Let's hear from him. Maybe it is something we can also just say, okay, let's go with it. We should
Yes.
let's see what he has to say first. We have to hear from him. He needs to communicate with us. We need to know that there's somebody that is hearing us when we cry. It is better than just keeping silent and just keeping short and all of that. I think that will
Yes.
aggravate the people more than speaking out.
No, no, he will eventually make the statement because what happened is I think yesterday that they didn't agree on the figure. He's worried and he couldn't come out and say he had to yank that part of the speech first that the minimum wage has been this. So they are not negotiating. Labor is not going to let them go. But what Labor is doing,
No.
and what I don't understand is the government might think, oh, Labor is being hard on them, or we Nigerians think Labor is being stupid. But this is the right thing to do. I support Labour
Yes.
100% because if you, in fact, the social fabric, like you rightly said, is what is lacking. We don't have the structure, the social structure that help us to run a nation. Knowing, see,
Yes.
people, if you read social science, they will tell you the implication of one thing not being in place, it affects the other. You see, it's like when you do
Yes.
mathematics, if you remove something from here, it will affect the other side. It's an equation
Yeah.
thing. You know,
Yeah. There needs to be
if the people are
balance.
not paid, yes, it will cost this and this. And so when you pay people well, this is what you benefit. When you don't pay them
Yes.
well, it's the social fabric that we need to understand. The government need to preach it to us, like they are ringing the bell every day. Labor is not communicating enough. I said to Nigerian Labour Congress, you guys should be communicating, telling us your agenda. Not so we just go and negotiate with federal government and it's finished. No, carry Nigerians with you. Hold rallies.
Yes.
Talk to people. You understand? You should be like a political
Mm.
party. Forget about Labour Party. Labour movement to be like a political party, always telling Nigerians what we need to do, the social fabric of the country, that this is what we are proposing so that the country can move to the right. Tell us the advantage. You see, let put it this way. I know they're going to say, how do we pay? The federal government of Nigeria, Tinubu, in fact, those guys here, they are such, they're going to, are you not ashamed to ask yourself, how am I going to pay this money? The only reason you are worried about how you're going to pay the money is because you are not making enough money.
That the
That's
truth
it.
is not that, sorry to cut you short. It's
No,
not that
no.
they are not making enough money. It's that they feel if I remove this amount and pay these citizens now, how much am I going to loot again? They won't that opportunity to loot
To
and
lose,
keep
you will never be
for
there.
themselves. Yes.
In a way, it's true because Nigeria. Imagine the whole federal structure. If you just can steal 10,000 naira from their money in 1 month, you know how much you don't make. You understand?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's where they get it. But you see, the truth is,
I believe.
money
Okay,
not they
Daddy
hide.
Chris, go on.
Yeah,
Yes.
go on, favor.
Okay, I believe that this cost of living, the increase in the cost of living and all of that, the federal government paying this money to each citizen, it will really help the citizens. There's a saying that always goes in public sectors and all of that. And when you do something and all of that, and when you are supposed to work or something, they'll be like, how much are you paying me? How much do you think they are paying me? So it
Yes, Ali.
reduces their efficiency. They feel like they are not being paid enough to work. So some of these workers, they come to work, They are lackadaisical toward work. They do not do anything. They spend because they feel like they are not even paid enough. Some of them, they say in a month it covers only their transportation fare and all of that. So I believe that this increase in minimum wage, it will really increase efficiency. I believe so. So I
No,
think the government,
there's no other way. Let me put it this way.
yes,
This is the same Nigerian that will come to London and work 8 hours non-stop. Listen,
yes,
those of them that come here, they can't do clearer work, all this work. Then from the high to the low, most of them are lecturers. They don't get the free ride though, whether they just they victimize poor girls, they sleep with them. Come try and here, they go fire you. You understand?
yes,
If girl
yes,
call you for say you be lecturer for UK, you go there run. Because you know the implication, you understand? So you will be the one
yes,
running. So it's unlike it's the reverse case. You know why? Because and here they are running down to here. Somebody come here to clean person yard. Is happy to do the job. When you do cleaning job in London, you go enter the place, they clean until the bell ring, you stop, you go and break. And when the bell starts, you go and clean. That is how it works. No messing around with the hours. The people are happy to put in that
yes.
hour because they are well
Well, because they're gaining
Because they are
something.
paid for it.
they
Yes,
are
they are paid
well
for it. They feel like they
paid.
are paid for their effort.
In
So
fact, they are running from there to come and do the job. So if the government and I say, how am I going to pay? It's because the government still live on what Peter Obi said. I want to say this again and again. It be like, no, Peter never mean that the way they talk at the time. That we must move from consumption
To
to
production.
production. Let's stop sharing money. Let's share production. The Tinubu government today should say, those of you coming to Abuja to come and collect money, I'm not giving you money this year. The next 6 months, you're not collecting cash. You know what? You know what they do here? I'll give you voucher. Let me use the word voucher. That is how you can understand me. Tell me what you want to do, and we will fund it. We will not give you the money. Because that's why the state governors are misbehaving. It's time to stop giving them the money, to stop giving them the cash. Let us fund their project. So let's say to Edo State, Edo, Obaseki,
yes,
tell
that
me your plan
is.
this month. Show me your budget. Is this what you want to do? It must be production oriented. If Obaseki say, I'm going to set up a factory, we will not give you the money because we know you're going to loot it. We will fund it. You understand? You have the voucher. Go and do it. We'll pay for it. You will still give you money to pay your staff, but we will not give you the money to go and misbehave and marry new wives. That's what they do. So the federal government, it's time for the federal government to stop giving the states the cash. The problem is the
Yes,
states
and
have too
it's
much
time for
cash.
them. Yes, it's time for them to start checking the excesses of the state
And,
government.
and, and, the, and
They
the
need to be
money, the
checked
money
and
given to the
balanced.
state, yes, and the money given to the state
Should
should
be
be used
accounted
for
for.
production. No, even if they
Yes,
don't, because I won't even
yes,
give you the cash. You understand? There was a time, a son of mine was in the university here, and he said he doesn't have money, so he cried to the unit to help him out. You know what the unit does? The unit will give you cash. They will not give you cash. They will give you voucher. You go to the shop, you take the food with your voucher.
They
You
did
see,
that
oh,
in my school too. That's what they're doing in my school too.
good. So you don't have the money to go and buy new clothes. With the money you said you're going to go and buy food. You say it's for food, right? Use it for the food. We'll give you money to go and buy the food. So that's what we're going to do. The state, Delta State said this month we want to make farms. All right. Okay. Show us the farm, and we will be funding the farm. We will send you some fertilizer. We'll supply you this. You use it to farm. That way, in fact, the country will change. The payment will be easy. The bulk of money, especially I foreclose the whole senators, all those bagger there, they call senate. They are not, they are there, in fact, masturbating themselves. They are not doing any good for the country. You know, sir? But these are eminent human beings. They are educated people, and I'm disappointed that they cannot actually see the future. It's not as if they don't see it. Maybe they're just wicked. Because anybody that tell me that the states are working, that person is an evil. And the only way to stop the state, in fact, and now before I wanted to have more state, I wanted to say, oh, power should be given to the state. Which state? This one that I'm seeing. Obaseki came out and announced 70,000 naira. The whole people, the poor villagers are happy with him. But we know Obaseki, between me and you, that you are a criminal. to share that money. You see, the truth is the money that's supposed to go to the people, no, none of you is paying it. And the reason is one, because you are not making money. So you collect money from the federal government, you share the ones, and you have your meeting, and your cars they increase. In fact, if I be president of Nigeria,
They collect the decrease, they collect the money, then the cars
now
were used
Innocent Moto go loan us some cars for some time. Innocent, I'll give Innocent a particular amount of money. He will loan us cars to each of the states, the ones you need. Oh, in fact, I will take all the cars that are there now. I'll turn them to transport. They go run. Make me president of Nigeria tomorrow. There will be no siren. No. In fact, I would all these vehicles they have now will become public transport to transport people from one place to the other. And Innocent will supply them car. And I'll tell Innocent, any car that is spoiled, you go and repair it. We'll do a deal. The money is still within the country. You understand? And you'll be senator. Innocent will give you one healers. You don't need policeman. If you need policeman, I one. Put them for back as soon as they carry them. You go there the back of the healers. That one don't do you. Is it not to drive you to work? Is the car not to drive you to work? But if I tell you how much Nigeria spend on this stupid transportation of welfare, we go build house for the senators. Build house. If you come, the first thing they give you is about, if you come to Abuja now, they give you maybe about 30 million naira. Before it was 22 million. Now you go, don't go. Even they give you appointment to party, give you appointment. Now that kind of money you go to settle into Abuja. So housing, though. If you know what they happen for that country, that they say they cannot pay us minimum wage. So by the time you cut out this waste, there will be so much money. And me, the federal government, when I go start, Nigeria not go sell only oil. We have so much mineral deposit in the land. I won't wait for Yibo to come and discover my mineral deposit. I will begin to exploit it. It's Chinese now coming to come and look at the minerals we have. Tinubu cannot pay money today. All Tinubu does is to drive that in Yoruba dress. They work out the whole place now. No, Baba is not fit for the job. This is the truth. I want a young man to wear short knicker this morning now. It's at work. With the sneaker, you understand? You are a president to work. Not for fancy. If you can't do the job, get out of there. See, Tinubu face don't smooth too. I don't know how they do it. You see Baba face when they come. The face don't smooth. They say Baba not well. They don't give him injection. Baba don't get the best treatment. Tinubu feel run now. If you do 100-meter race. Our money now they follow the man. No problem for that. But Baba, stand up now and walk. It's not to wear agbada they come. Come on. So these are the things we're talking about. We Nigerians need to hold them accountable. We cannot continue to be rich people living in a poor people living in a rich nation. That is the part I don't like. Anyway, let's take a look. That are the main headline. So nobody can tell us how we can pay. And they support labor now. Say labor, when they come here, I go tell federal government how they will pay that 650. Even the private sector, how they can pay this money. Because nobody in the UK can pay that money until the government said you must pay it. And anything you do that is not worth it, stop it. You see, in this country, there's something called do it yourself. DIY. This is the most popular word you hear in England. Most of us that did filmmaking, as you see me now, I can edit, I can write, I can produce, I direct my own film. Sometimes I will act in it. You know why? The cost of hiring 10 people is too much. Yeah. You begin to learn these skills. You understand? You go begin to do it yourself. The ones you cannot hire out. If you not say, not in Nigeria, any fool buy motor, you go get driver. You never see fools when they buy motor yesterday. The next thing you do is to get driver. Now, let me tell you, do you know how much it costs to hire a driver in England? You know, go try him. Since I've been in Europe, I've never seen anybody with a personal driver. Now, quote me. Since I've been in Europe, I've never met one person saying, "I driver be this. His job not to driver." For what? Drive him to where? You know why? Not because we don't want to, but because we cannot afford it. The cost of a driver in England will be minimum of £3,000. Because if that man go out to drive in car, they do cab, he go earn more than £3,000. So why, if you give him that job, he will not take it. But okay, if you can pay him £3,000, then he will drive you. How many drivers you will get? You see the importance of minimum wage. It will eliminate slavery. And I'm saying it. Quote me anywhere. If you see the person, I go change. I know broadcast again. Say, may they give me 20 people for this London when I did so. When get personal driver, as rich as they are. You know what I get for Nigeria? When I ever get gate man, somebody now your job I just to open the gate. So I don't feel open gate for myself. Can you imagine? This is slavery in the second form. If I tell you how much they pay the gate man, no.
10,000.
Tell me how much they pay for Nigeria.
15,000. Highest 30,000.
You see why I said I'm not saying if you can afford the gate man, employ him. But you know what? Pay him 650,000 naira. There will be no gate man in Nigeria.
Everybody will send their gate men or their security.
Exactly. So we are doing the right thing when we introduce minimum wage. Because you cannot afford, the man is not your slave. The days of slavery is gone. If you want to employ him, this is his amount. 650. And not say if you want to have cleaner, come on, what to bring washing machine come life. Now when we not feel afford cleaners again, now make everybody they go buy washing machine for a house. Even though we forget cleaners. You know, now only Nigeria they hear the word has help. Only Nigeria now for the hear that word has help. I've never seen somebody say for your house, you can't get a permanent person where they live with you saying that your house help. For Europe, for England, I never see you know why? They cannot pay. Because the cost of hiring that person will be £2,000 or £1,800. How many house help you get? But look at Nigeria today. How many house help they one house?
Sometimes 4 or 5. There's
you know,
one
how much
there's one for arranging the children.
Yes, it is because the cost of hiring them is not so much, and some of them get them from
there is no
rural
cost of
areas.
hiring them, my daughter. There's no cost of hiring them, Miss Favor. No cost.
It's very easy to even hire people. It's very easy. Some of them say since you're living under your madam or oga roof, they tell you that
Yes.
you're not going to receive payment because you're eating from the same
Yes.
pot and some other things like that.
So if
Some of
can you
them
imagine?
they take
But
them,
imagine
some of them they take them from rural areas.
and they come
I
out.
said
Is that
some
not
of them they
slavery?
take, yes.
Thank you. What is slave? Who is a slave? This is what I was saying yesterday. Who is a slave? Now, you know the implication. So you don't see now that if we have 650,000 naira, at least those fools will get 2-3 drivers. They're not going to get more than
Reduce them.
And in fact, a driver in Nigeria minimum wage, if the minimum, a driver must not go with minimum wage. A driver should go with a minimum of 1 million naira. Because if the man drive Uber, they be full. Uber, if you drive Uber, you go make more than 1 million. What do you want to drive somebody? Do you understand? So what I'm saying is, so the government must look at, not only government now, we must think as a people, labor must stick to this. It will eliminate all the slave trade and treat us as human beings we deserve. There will be no house help, at least if you get it, will reduce. There will be no drivers. In fact, nobody, for me now, I can buy 2-3 cars in England. When I want to can do, who want driver? But in Nigeria, I can keep buying cars in the compound. Employ slave to the driver. One go take children go school today. The other one go do this one. You understand? Now all of us, now let we they go do our school runs. You get your pikin, you go get them from school. Not because you don't want to employ somebody, because you cannot afford it. You see the language I'm using? Not because I don't want to, but because I cannot afford it. So now I do it myself. That is how a society is run. You eliminate slavery with minimum wage. And this is so important that Nigerians don't understand the context of what is going on today. Maybe because I've seen so much and I can see how important it is to have a system that works. It's not going to work by magic. You know one thing I see here, and this was the most interesting thing for me. I'll divert this and we'll look at the other papers. You know what? One thing I saw, I come to Nigeria I was in Festac, and I was in this hotel in Festac. When I came out of the hotel, you know, I'm the type that I walk on the street. No, and I'm just like every other person. So I saw the mansion, one heavy mansion built, and the other side is a slum. In that mansion, nobody stays there. The family comes once in 8 months. If you see the place, and I ask who lives here, they say, the Organo they come. Oh, you understand? The place, they have about some gardeners. They just clean the place. And listen, and yet the other side is this big slum. And I was saying to myself, if the government of Nigeria asked this man to pay, look at what I'm saying, no, another part that will work, not to tax poor people. If you have the bigger your house, the more you pay to the government, the more money you will pay to the local government as tax. So if you want to build,
Bigger your house.
yes, build a
Bigger
village.
your house,
No, Daddy Chris, I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair.
Really?
No.
Let me tell you.
Do you know how much they used to build those houses?
Favor.
And they're never around.
No, Favor, let me
Yes,
tell you,
Daddy
my
Chris.
council tax, I was living in one bedroom flat. I'm homeless now. That's one funny thing. In one bedroom flat I was living, you know how much I pay as council tax? £210 a month. I paid that to the council for living in the place. So a flat, it's not my house. £210 was my council tax. And if I have a house, if it's a house, I bet make una take phone, call people for London, make they ask, tell them how much they pay. So you go build that mansion for village.
Wow.
You know they pay local government. Now you get the country. And in fact, in England, nobody owns the land. The land belongs to the king. So what we're saying is, this is the only way people can be monitored. You know why? I can buy 10 cars. So if I pay insurance for 1, 2, 3, I don't go buy more. My daughter. You know how much I pay for my car tax and insurance? When you pay 1, pay 2, 3. Why are you wasting the money? You will stick to one. It's only in Nigeria you see a fool having 10 cars. What are you doing with 10 cars? Where people are hungry, you have 10 cars. It's the job of the government to introduce the law that will stop you from doing that or take the money from you. You want to build a mansion, no problem. Okay, if you build a mansion, this is the amount you pay. We're not being unfair to you. I know Favor say it's not fair. Favor, that is the only way the society works. You understand? The rich will give more to society. And you know what the rich man will do then? When you have that big mansion, there's water. You don't need to have your own pipe and water. There's electricity. You know, it will come to you. It's good for everybody when we can have electricity, when we can have water. You know, everybody, if you finish building your house now, you can't go dig borehole. If every house I've built in Nigeria, now borehole first, that first tell me, okay, we need borehole. Okay, we need borehole. Hey, we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many? We will not dig the whole country scatter. And because if you come here, I don't know where water is coming from in England. It's running my tap. All I know, there's water in my tap. You understand? It's done in one reservoir, treated there, clean. It comes in my tap. This how we must think. Otherwise, instead of me now for they dig my own borehole, this one they dig you, this one they dig you. It's stupidity. And look at what you do. How many fence do they see for Nigeria? No. We have to stop. This is what only one thing can save us. Minimum wage and effective taxation. If I be president, many of them will pack. They're going to carry their bag as Baba go Ghana. Say Tinubu win. If I come, many people will carry their load, they go. You know, because we are talking about how society will survive, not how you will survive. Because you cannot survive alone. Yeah. See how many of us get good cars now? All of them get good cars. They don't have good road to drive the car. You've not survived alone. Some of you have a big money. You don't get security. Now they build fence. Fence now will feel secure your children. No? Your children now come out. They now go to school. You cannot be secured. So we need a society that is working for everyone. There will still be crime, but what I will say now, it will be reduced to a bare minimum. Let's take a look at the other news and the headlines so we can move. Otherwise, you know that the Chris know how to talk. But I think before we go, I wanted to see say that they pay the money now. Only what I want to see is this very big news. Agric import, GOP. You see, this is exactly what I'm. 12 trillion. That's why 9 years anchor.
Anchor borrower scheme.
You know what is it? That's why I say may they put some of these people. Most of our governors need to go to prison. The federal government of Nigeria should be expelled. That we still spend 12 trillion in bringing agricultural products to Nigeria. And if this month now they go see share money give this state. Ah no, e no go better for this generation of leaders. E no go better for now because you know what we're talking about. 12 trillion. The landscape of Niger State. You see Niger, that state called Niger State is bigger than Holland 2 times. Niger State. Holland, they make 20 billion from sales of agricultural products every year. That is Holland is small rich. Then they sell food to other nations. Then they make 20 billion minimum every year. People from Niger State not see food shop. With they import food with 12 trillion. Which excuse has the government got to? May they tell me which excuse does the Nigerian government have? My children, oh God, and they look at
Daddy Chris,
the
Daddy
future.
Chris,
Yes.
Daddy Chris, you know, there's this saying in the scripture that the prophet is not recognized in his house. It's just what is happening in Nigeria. We have fertile land, we have things that can produce and feed this country for decades of years. But we don't want to invest in our own country. We keep on going outside to go and invest, then buy those things and bring them back to us. Then we now declare ourselves poor people. Meanwhile, just like you've been saying from the beginning of the show, we are poor people living in a rich country. That is just what is happening. We have money, we have food, we have the land, we have fertile soil for
Kai.
development, but we
Let's
don't want to make use of it.
yes.
We
How come that the federal government, my God bless you, Debbie. How come that Tinubu government have not declared, I mean, declared that every local government must farm a particular acres of land? Because we are hungry, right? Every local government in Nigeria must farm a particular acres of land. And I no go give you that money when I dey give una again. I give you in voucher. These guys don't deceive. They don't deserve cash. These idiots, they call themselves local government chairmen and all that. More than call me, I go open book for them. There's one in my village now. He don't run 110, he dey come again. They say they pray for Abeke to come back. I ask myself, what are these people doing? What has the fool done in his 3 years? Now that you are telling me that he must come back, he return mandate. You know, as they say, where are people speak this grammar more than they know? They don't even know the English they're speaking. Who gave him the mandate in the first place? Now he should return the mandate. Little like yesterday now, you see why I'm angry with Edo people yesterday when I said that they praise Obaseki. What has Obaseki done?
Daddy Chris, to me, I feel that Obaseki's raise is, I feel it's a strategy for him to come back to the city. That's all me. I'm seeing it as. I'm not seeing it as he just did it. Okay, he was
Obaseki
there
time
last
is
year. Why
over.
did he
No,
raise
he
it?
wants to make sure he plants his man because Obaseki now, that's why he don't want his deputy to win. Maybe the deputy not go listen to him. So he first put the deputy, wipe up. Now he don't bring his own man when he want put. Now he dey please the people. Hey, follow Uno road. That's how Edo they talk. Edo people, there was someone that follow Uno road. Oh. Uno road here. Now Obaseki no road. In 8 years of Obaseki, I'm asking him now and every other governor, what have
What?
you planted in Edo State that's going to bring money to the state? You know, if he stand me, challenge me. And that is the first question I ask every governor. I
Daddy Chris,
always ask. Yes. No,
okay, sorry to cut you short.
I'm with you.
I think sometime last week I was coming to work and there was a conversation in the vehicle, and the man was like, he prefers when we were doing trade by barter. You have granules, I have clothes. You want clothes, I give you clothes. You give me granules. And he feels if it was in that pattern, this monetary issue that we're having now in
This
Nigeria
feeling.
would not
Uh-huh.
come. Because
Yes.
if the north can produce granules, onions, carrots, and cabbage and the likes, and they say, okay, since the east is producing rice, let rice be sent to the north, groundnut will be sent to the east. All this catastrophe of there's no food in the
In
land,
fact,
not common.
today, I don't know how God gave me because I didn't plan this down when I was coming. I said they should stop giving the state governors cash. They should, in fact, it's immediate. In fact, if we will give them cash, now only 10%.
True.
Only 10%. The rest will
Let
be given
every
to them in
state
voucher.
farm something and bring.
Exactly. So if you do that, I swear the country will change in one day. If you say, Obaseki, your next money is not coming, no, only cash now be 10%. The remaining money,
Daddy
tell me what
Chris,
you want to do
Daddy
with it.
Chris,
Yes, ma'am.
Daddy Chris. I
Yes,
don't
ma'am.
know. You are very particular about Obaseki. I don't know why.
No, no, if you don't know when I was dealing with
I don't
Okowa.
know why. You are very
Everybody,
particular about the man.
everybody know me. Everybody know me with Okowa. Okowa that time, Okowa. Every time they come and show, they say, "What did Okowa do me?" I say, "He didn't do me anything." Okowa will thank me at the end of the day. Obaseki will be thanking me at the end of this time. Because what I'm saying is a basic thing that Obaseki, as intelligent as he is, should have done. Obaseki is one of the most intelligent governors you can have. An investment banker. For you to be an investment banker, is that how you were investing when you were in the bank? That the whole money given to you, you just eat it up. You use it to build centers, construct roads. The whole money given to Obaseki. I said it is time for federal government to stop giving these fools cash. They should get voucher. I have nothing against Obaseki. But Obaseki is now a dictator. You know why? And I ain't go play into my hand. Obaseki driving deputy. I bring one of the Edo lawyers here. They say the man went to court. So if you go to court, say review government secrets. For that one, House of Assembly, they remove her from office. You carry bulldozer, go bulldoze the security house. That's why they there for how many years? You not see her. Now you see her. Who be Mumu? That the Chris look like Mumu. I don't support that kind of dictatorship. That there Obaseki take slip out of my hand. But make we forget that personal things come out. Obaseki for the 8 years when he did office, when they declare for you, so what do you do when we go no say now this thing you plant for grant? I bet they could make you leave Edo from there because they go destroy my office. They say make my people not broadcast from Edo again. Make a cuckoo stop. No, me are not good for anybody. So, and I always say to people, I will not lie for you and I will not lie against you. What is going on? We cannot continue to be poor people living in a rich nation. The solution, one of the solution is this the most important time. I made a film call on my return. It is not released yet. What I was crying, this was in 2013. What I was saying in that movie is what is going on now. When I was saying that, how can somebody have a gate man? A gate man, you have a driver. So this one had to drive you, start with big belly. So for what? Young woman, I said, if I am saying like I'm saying this on an international platform, I'm talking in Europe, talking to Africa, and I can barely say my name is Daddy Chris. They should quote me how many people in the United Kingdom have a personal driver. You know why they don't have it? It's because not because they don't want to, because they cannot afford it. The system does not give you chance to enslave people. I've never heard of gate men. No. Listen, you know what? When our wife born here for London, you know what would they do? Would they call mama come from home? We call her Mamugwe. It's cheaper to have your mother here to come help take care of the pikin than to pay
That's
for.
not a nanny.
You know how much is a nanny here? You don't not your personal nanny. Oh. You carry your child to the nanny place, and you know how much you will pay. So if your wife want to go back to work, so they will go, now carry the pikin go put for nanny. You know how much? That's why government self they help you when you want to bring your mama with speed. So your mom will come and support the home because they know the pressure of having a nanny. You know why? Because people are well paid. Nanny don't stay with you like slaves. That is the law. Today is a very important time in the history of Nigeria that we should learn to implement the right strategy. 650,000 naira is a slap on our face. It should not be debatable. If I, like, okay, may I ask you people this thing? And I'm saying to them now, if you see gate man, say anybody get gate man for UK, for this London when I did so. I beg, Mona deport me. What did be gate man? Mona tell me who is a gate man? What? So I cannot open gate for myself. For that one, okay, pay £2,000. I'm not saying that you cannot employ people for whatever you want to, but anything you employ them, pay them what? The minimum
wage.
That's all we say. Let's go on a break because I don't blast this. I don't curse people too much today. I need to watch my language. When I get angry, that's how it goes. So let me watch my language. Let's go on a break. When I come back, I will be civil. All right.
Okay.
Ooh la la! The second edition of the Nigerian Week London 2024 is here.
It's another blend of art and culture, entertainment, business, and networking activities.
A week-long extravaganza showcasing the best of Nigerian music, dance, craft, fashion, and businesses.
Taking place at the prestigious Lighthouse Theatre, 262 274 Camberwell Road, London, SE5 OAY. Date 22nd to 28 July 2024.
Tickets are available at eventbrite.com. For partnership and sponsorship, please visit superiorradioandtelevision.com
or call +4407 459 513 619 or +4420 3623 8755.
Email info@superiorradioandtelevision.com or visit our website www.superiorradioandtelevision.com/Nigerian Week 2024.
Come and experience a nation's culture that resides in the heart and in the soul of its people.
All right, welcome back. I'm still with my beautiful ladies here. I have Miss Favor from Edo. She's right there joining us from Benin City, and we have this beautiful. She started painting her lips. In those days, this girl used to be very, very normal. She used to be very, very African. Not too much. I don't remember, but the hairstyle is still unique. Anyway, that is Miss Debbie. Debbie refused to give me her African name, so I used to call her Rubuge behind closed doors. She knows. I call her the Rubuge. Anyway, that's where we are. We are doing here. We are looking at the newspapers. For the rest of the show, I think we should take a proper look at the papers so that that the Greens like to talk too much. So I want to so that let us look at what the Nigerian dailies are saying. Should we start with the next one, please?
Yeah. I think Favor should take the Guardian.
Favor, or maybe you should share it already. Favor, do you have your papers with you? Yes.
Yes, I do. Well,
Okay,
I
good.
guess all the papers are saying the same thing today. They are having similar stories. So the big story on the Guardian is still saying Labour demands inflation-proof pay, frequent wage review. Then we have another story that says minimum wage takes hack seat in Kano, Kwara as NLC marks May Day. That's
Good.
on page 30. Then we have Telco loses irregular levy remittance, threatens NCC's 5.
549 billion, target, yes.
Is Favor there?
No, our network must have.
Okay, let me just continue from where she stopped.
Okay.
PDP chides Ayedatiwa for budgeting 5 billion naira to renovate daycare centers. And that story is on page 20, on page 38. We have workers worry as federal government assures on May 1st date for new minimum wage. And that story is on page 6. We also have Super Eagles, how to support indigenous coaches to grow / win laurels. And that is on the news analysis page 5. We have duty exchange rates failing uncertainty, adjusted 28 times in 2024 first quarter, says CPPE. And that story is on the news page 4. We have PDP rallies aggrieved members, targets 2027 presidency. That story is on page 7. We have 10 years after the shame of Chibok lingers on government, and that is on the editorial page 12. The big picture here is still the one of the Workers' Day yesterday, some
Yeah.
photos of it, and also the picture of the reps, regional press from the Punch as well. That's all the stories we have on the Guardian today.
No, I want us to jump quickly, but we cannot skip two important things here. One is the 10 years after. The shame
Yes,
of the Chibok girls is still on the federal government. And again,
this
yes, go on.
this Chibok girl situation, I'm here to understand why it is still tiring because okay, the Chibok girls situation has come up. This year, we've calculated about 2,000 plus kidnap, adoption, and everything, including deaths because of banditry and the rest, just within 1 quarter of the year. And we are still complaining of these same people as at 2014 that were adopted and they have not still been released till now. If you even want to check it, it's not even up to 10% of the girls that were carrying that have been returned to their various homes.
And some of them, they return home pregnant. Mothers.
Yes, with
First
babies.
motherhood. Can you imagine?
Some of them don't come back with their children. No.
Of course, they did come back. Of course, they cannot. How can they come back with their children? Those
So
children
now
will
those
automatically
children are
become.
now recruits.
They become the one that they're going to use tomorrow to kidnap us, and we are smiling. It's a shame on the government. And again, this is why we're saying that the social fabric need to be well taken care of today on this important day that we are talking about the welfare of Nigerians. You understand? If we have, you see, you know what? British people, they are very proud of the country because they know what the country represents for them. If I carry the English passport, I travel to anywhere in the world. I can walk anywhere in the world. I'm proud to be British. I'm an American. It's what America is doing for me. And then, in return, I'm ready to die for America. Nigerians is not, we've not seen what Nigeria is doing for us. If Nigeria cannot pay minimum wage and continue to enslave us in our land, why do we belong to a country called Nigeria? And that is the most important thing we're talking about. Look at the kids kidnapped years ago. They cannot even come home. There's no home for them. They kidnap, they come back pregnant. The shame. The federal government is saying nothing about it. The new ones they just kidnapped in Kaduna. I don't know whether they return them because all we know is that they return some numbers. Not all, oh, they must have killed some. And we are here talking as if, oh, Nigeria is okay. Maybe not say this. Some of them I cannot even say on my platform. I just keep quiet because it's a shame. Because people, they laugh me. Is that where you come from? Because at the end of the day, the image of the country is what we're talking about. We got no country. It's because of some people. And you know, when I talk, some fools will be praying, no, leave president alone. Why should I leave him alone? If you know he's not qualified for the job, why did he apply for it? If you know you're not qualified to be a governor, who said you go there? Most of them have no knowledge of what it means to run a state. And they want to be governor. Of course, most of them, when they get there, when they see too much money, you know, people are saying you go, they say that if you know, I don't ever know suicide bombers. They say if you die, now 12 virgins, they wait for you forever. 12 virgins. Virgin when you never see here. Now heaven for the wait for you. You know, how can that be called? You don't understand. So that is how much we have been brainwashed in this life. Say if I keep myself, and they wait for virgin. When I not virgin day here. If I get money, they will give me 12 virgin today now. What did they, in fact, these guys are stupid. You understand? So what we're saying is we need to really wake up as a country. Today is a day of decision. Too important. People may not understand how important today is in restructuring Nigeria. They think, oh, it's so let us have more states. Let us have more local government. The governor not be from Edo. Now Yoruba land they come from. Not be the same governor from your state, not be don't look the state. The one where they look my state, so not be Delta state they come from. Are they from Hausa? Everybody will say, oh, we don't want the northerner. Now then they loot your state. I've never seen where a governor leave the state and go and loot another state. It's your own people looting your own people. Let us be wise. The problem we have is understanding what you need, what the country needs to move forward. Private, public, the same. We need to have a system that guarantees welfare of the people. And then they will begin to give back immensely. We can do great as a nation. We must not continue the same narrative. Another important thing which I tell we should look at before we go, I know it's going to be in most of the papers as well. There is this thing, I don't understand it. I know you guys are not in sport. I wish I see a coach today for ASA. There is we are trying to get a national coach. First, I hear saying Monique. Today, the paper here, the whole social media yesterday, they say it's really the judge. But the good news is that at least we are concentrating on making our own a national coach. So that is the only good news. But now that we are making our own a national one, why are we fighting now? What's the difference between the judge and Amonike? If they are so good, put one as national, let the other one support her. I don't understand this whole story. You understand? They should go and concentrate on the job. And you know what I'm going to say to them? You get to grow your skill now. You got to grow your skill now and make sure you deliver. You understand? We don't need a foreign coach. What did I say? We don't need a foreign coach. We need a local coach. Then we need the judge. All of them, they've done well. Let them coach us. If we fail in our own, it concerns you.
We stand up again.
If you do the same thing again and again, you get better. You can send our coach on training, but you cannot bring in a foreign coach to carry Nigerian team anywhere. Who they do? Where England don't carry one black man can coach here? Why not can carry Nigeria and make coach here? I don't carry that no rubbish go. We don't know. We don't need a foreign coach. So I'm supporting that that part of the narrative. Let us respect what we have, and I'll keep to that first. Let's move to the next paper, please.
Okay. The Nigerian Tribune. I'm liking the way they picture their own headline as a big story. It says, Labour to federal government announce new minimum wage before May 31st or risks industrial disharmony.
I like
And
that
the
one.
writer says,
We deserve disharmony. I love the world. If they don't, there will be
yes,
disharmony. In fact, you see, Bob Marley said it when he was singing that the uprising will bring out the peace in us. And he said not being talkable. You know who talker? Now the South African guy then. The one that was oppressing us. You know, you guys are young. Let me come back to this and bring this to that. In those days when there was apartheid in South Africa, you know, the black people were there was this uprising, you understand? And the man said that the uprising will bring out the peace in us. I'm playing with Bob Marley using the track. The uprising will bring out the peace in us. If there's no uprising, there will be no change.
that's actually true that decrease, because if there is no war, you can't actually see reason for peacemakers or peacekeepers in a situation. So there must be something to make peace to come into the country.
And it must not be physical gun. No. You see what the people are saying now? People are talking. People are crying. The young people are protesting. Some of them are embarrassing the government. Daddy Chris is shouting, angry. You understand? It's uprising. Slowly, the change will come. Let's go with the papers. I like that one. Do
So
this
the
on
writer
the
said new wage will take effect from May 1st when announced, federal government assures, and government pledge improved welfare for workers, promise to pay living wages. And that story is on page 3 and page 4. We have at the top left, PDP condemns tariff, petrol price increases. The writer says wants workers to resist anti-people tendencies. That story is on page
Look
6.
at that. I mean, go on.
We have CBN adjusted exchange rate 28 times in first quarter 2024. CPPE. That story is on page 6. The writer says uncertainty pervading Nigeria's trade. We have another story here that says mining areas record rise in out of school children. And that's from a report on page 8. We have Ibadan Chiefs meet Ladoja, seeks Olubadan speedy coronation. And that story is on page 3. We have bandits attack Kogi community, kills 3. That story is on page 15. We have Lagos to Abuja coastal road. Federal government pays 2.7 billion naira compensation. That story is on page 2. That's all this. Okay, we have a final story here. Affair on Thursday, 2024 Student Loans Act. discriminatory and unconstitutional.
Ah,
The back page of
they don't speak
Nigerian.
one grammar put again. Who they talk an reverend? Anyway, they said that
Yes, Nigerian.
that the student loan act is unconstitutional, and it is what,
Discriminatory.
you know, I wouldn't know much about that. That would have been the story I want us to look at. But I think again, I see this mining sector now. That's the one we should be worried about. The mining areas, record rise in out of school children. You see why? Because when they don't go to school, what do? They go there.
Go there.
And they don't even know it's not, and we are seeing mining in a crude way because the federal government does not know the importance of looking at other minerals. We've only discovered oil. Look at how rich we are. Imagine say we can't discover our gold, we'll be richer than Ghana. If I count them, we'll be here today. Ordinary charcoal. Somebody said he discovered where they do charcoal. Charcoal alone. The back of your television is made from charcoal, right? All
Yes.
these
Yes.
they're charcoal. So if we have enough charcoal in Nigeria, in fact, they used to call Enugu Coal City. Coal City. It came from the word charcoal. So that these are God gave us everything. You know, I'm so close now to the women mining in Nigeria. These are wonderful women who have gone into mining. It shouldn't be for men alone, and they're doing well. I will be bringing them to London this year to come and showcase the kind of the minerals we have. Again, maybe they can showcase this to those of us in the diaspora. Say, come home. Those of you, there is opportunity at home. There is mining sector that is on tap, untouched. Like I said, I came to Benin. No, in 1997, they never born many of them here. Some of you, they man never even know. You know, I must still be babe that time. Then I was bringing wood to come and sell in Belgium, and it was that Ogbebo sawmill area. That is how much we have. Wood. When the ordinary wood, though, this one you just saw in the bush, saw it into some sites, put it in container, you make money. That is how much. If I can do it as a private sector, what is Edo State governor doing? That is the question I asked for your governor. I was making money from the wood I could saw in Benin and take and sell it in Antwerp, Belgium. That is the biggest seaport in Europe. You make money. When did go make this man go do that one? When did they collect enough money from federal government every month? They should start giving them voucher. No more cash for these governors. I know say they will say ask me tomorrow. What did governor do me? Governor, you don't do me anything. And the truth is, I'm saying what I know, and I'm backing it with the fact. If you doubt them, I've sold wood. I've taken more than 28 containers from Benin to Belgium to sell. And one cubic meter then was $1,000 per cubic meter. So if you load a 20-foot container, which takes about 25 cubic meters, you have $25,000. In this current economy, you've made some money. How much will it take you to do it at home? That is private person doing it. Government will do it better. And I will be. You know what we have here? Let me say this: if you reach here, what you have in the UK is wood. They use it every day. People are constructing. We do things on our own. We need wood, planks to make beds, to do this. We need wood. They are there. Are we still planting wood, planting trees? No. Are we even harvesting the ones we have? No. The governors are waiting for money to come from federal government so they can share it. No more cash for the state governors. Voucher is the way forward. Show me what you want to do and I will fund it. No more. If anybody, any foreign country that loan our governors and give them cash, we won't pay back. We need to make that law. In fact, it should be the Nigerian law that anybody that want to give us loan, we not fair give you such a loan in cash. If we want to take loan, say we want to build a factory, give us voucher, supply us the equipment, buy the equipment, supply it, so that we can pay your book. There's no need. Somebody will take a loan. You know what your co do us? I ask you, the former governor of Delta State. He take loan, take and build secretariat. If that man not if you not a craze, who is normal human being will take a loan to build a secretariat? He couldn't take loan to build a factory. In those days, we have the Asaba textile mill, the biggest in the nation. Textile mill. That thing is dead. Yet the governor could take a loan and say, I want to use it. Foreign loan, oh, and he used to build a secretariat. He's supposed to be in jail. That is what we call, that is the thing, the kind of people we should be dealing with. For a governor to take loan and build a secretariat in that Asaba where he comes from. If you never know, Asaba we were making textiles in Asaba. It was known for it. The Baba no see him. He didn't see any good thing in textile because it's not immediate gain and he not feel consume, he not feel loot. He went and used the money to build the secretariat. Who is working there now? Now, at the end of the month, they're looking for the federal government to bring money to pay the people they were employed there. Oh, we don't have enough money to employ more people. This new one where they bring so now, man. Oh, they cannot talk because my village people, they're ready to stone me. If I just talk, call the name, they say, the quiz you don't start. You know what? If I don't call the new governor name, the quiz you don't start. I'm quiet. If not, he's a big shame. Big. It's going to be bigger failure than Okowa. But anytime I open my mouth, they stone me. So I'm quiet. Is this what we want? It's about you young people. This is your future we are talking about. You understand? You deserve so much. You come from the best nation. There's so much ahead of you. Now, all we can see, sorry, not my daughters here. All young girls in Nigeria, they turn themselves to Ron's girl. You understand? Go to Facebook. In fact, the whole people now, they know, say, anytime you go online, now Ron's girls, they go see, and in Nigeria, they go. Because the girls, what do you expect them to do? What do you expect them to do? Because somebody have raped you unknowingly. It's not the person that is doing the wrongs. It's the people, it's your government that have sent you on this difficult mission. And we guys need to wake up. You see, sometimes when I talk, they think it's affecting only person. It affects all of us. Let's look at one more paper before we close because we have 3 minutes to go now. One more.
Okay. All right, let me take. I think all the papers, just like Favor said, is
They're saying the same thing.
Big story, yes. But I would still take.
Let's take a look at Vanguard because Vanguard sometimes go in parallel. They're the only one that revealed certain things to us last time.
Before it was the Guardian. No. Now let's take Vanguard.
Guardian is always good. Guardian is not bad, but Vanguard is not with this government. Now they follow the rubbish they're doing. All right, let's go.
All right, the big story, May Day. Labour gives federal government May 31st deadline on minimum wage.
I don't know why they give them May 31. Today is the day that government is supposed to make announcement. Yesterday, why they go straight to May 21?
And they're giving them a long rope now so that it should not be as if they just declared something and because they don't want to answer to it, we just go into the disharmony. That's why.
All right, good.
So that story is on page 5. And the writer says to conclude talks, insists on 615,000 wage demand, threatens total shuts down if there are so many dots after that.
Yes,
says faces 18 points demand before federal government, condemns hike in electricity tariff, demands reversal within 1 week. We are working on new minimum wage, living wage, Tinubu assures. Resist anti-people tendencies, PDP charges workers.
PDP man down the land though. They don't have for 2 papers today. They not the anti-people tendency. They say, see frying pan, see devil, see the deep blue sea. Which one we want enter now? Devil or the deep blue sea? This one. PDP run a better pass.
You feel escape somehow.
Don't mind them. They're like, in fact, PDP, they say PDP, share the money. That's all they know. PDP, share the money. Now APC would have been the same. Not be the same when they PDP, they APC now. And I mean, are the fool. And I
And the
got
same people.
are the
Okay, this
same.
is coming from Peter Obi. He said, I stand with workers in solidarity. Then our Senate president says, Apapio assures Nigerian workers of better
I can't,
welfare.
can't, my go. Fabio, we say that father, you say that Igbo. You are the, you know, to some people, they talk and say that father now Igbo, because now Igbo be father in those days.
Abi?
I go, go, Mary.
Okay, so we have a story at the top that says, with 1.5 billion liters of petrol to last 30 days. That's from a representative, and that story is on page 10. We have Nasima President Oye to speak at Vanguard Economic Summit. That story is on page 10. We have Matawale urges US to share intel on terrorism and banditry. That's under insecurity, and that is on page 10. Mayday. Governors promise better working conditions, pay rise for workers. And that story is on page 8. We have another story here that say bank closed 2 million accounts over BVN, NIN, and others. Another story here, that story is on page 19. We have another story here. Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway. Federal government begins 2.725. Eh?
You're
Federal
paying back.
government begins 275 billion naira compensation to property owners.
Yes.
And that story is on page 24. We have from the sports, Needy. Eagles will qualify for 2026 World Cup. And there's a story from Olu Fasan. He says to boost its dark revenue intake, Nigeria needs a robust economy, needs businesses of all sizes to flourish and create well paying jobs, and needs to incentivize those in the informal sector to join the formal tax paying sector. That's all the stories we have
It
on
seems like it
regard.
something has caught my attention. It seems
Yes.
like when there's trouble, money will come out.
I mean,
I don't know. Yes.
that is
when
it.
they
They
No,
always,
it's a very simple fact. It's just like you have a very everybody is in the house and everybody is hungry and everybody's saying there's no food, there's no food, there's no food.
there's
But
yes.
let one of that child fall down on the ground
Fall sick,
and
yes.
the
Money
money
will come out
where
from
the money will come out from, you will be so
I mean,
surprised.
you exactly. You will not understand where
no,
money will come from.
when I want beat us parents for that one. Anyway, the truth is, when people are in difficulties, they begin to find solution. And I think that,
Yes,
True, true.
yes, yes.
but
Very true.
one thing that is surprising me today is now if you look at it, Fini the judge is on this paper here saying that he's going to deliver, right? And
Yes.
when you come to the spot, which is the final paper we're going to look at it here. There you see Amonike. Eh, Amonike lament campaign against him. You understand? Ego's job. Oh. So there's this big. I don't know whether Fini the judge has got the job. Last time we've announced on this platform that the new coach is Amonike. What is going
Yes.
on
Yeah.
here? I don't understand. They should not
I
cause
think there's a
confusion for these two
conflict
players.
between the both of
Yes,
them.
they shouldn't cause confusion for these two people. They should just take a decision. Amonike, you are number one. Finish the judge, you are number two. Or finish the judge, you are number
Exactly.
one. Amonike, you are
Exactly.
number two. Let's see
Because
what.
any confusion they cause, it will
Yes,
affect the players. It will
exactly.
affect their
Come
their
together.
productivity and all of
Exactly.
that.
Let them come together and go. And you know what to do? Let us encourage our local players as well. That is the
Yes.
only way we're going to do this. Let's grow our local leagues. That is one thing we talked about yesterday, and we'll continue to talk about it. I'll see. I told once I see with Princess how we can actually film some of the local leagues. That would be big business. Let me say it. It
Yes.
may not even be the local league alone. All the local competitions across the country. That is big content for SRTV. And I really want us to exploit that. I want people to think like that. All right. So our area of sports will be focusing on local competitions, bringing the highlights, showing some of the matches. That's what we want to do. All right. I didn't want us to. I will work with Edo State on that to see how we are able to look at that across the state. Anywhere there's a local contest that we know is good. Because if you watch the competition between my village and the next village, football, you will love it. I named my village, my own village. We call ourselves the Almighty Strikers in those days. I know you guys think because I'm old now. I used to play football. I was the one scoring goals for us. You understand? So it was very good. We did very well in our time. You understand? So and we said we were not encouraged. We were encouraged compared to what the kids are seeing now. When we're growing up, sorry, young women, to get girlfriend now, what do you feel do? You understand? Either you are in school or you they play football. Not be how we take get girlfriend though. Today now,
Yeah.
we not get what for pocket. If you're not gonna let her call Debbie, oh. If you call Debbie, like go ask you, come on, what I want to take you do? Let's
That
end
is,
this.
I don't know what you're talking about, though.
I know you don't. I know you don't. All right, young ladies, let's close the show today. We've done well. Thank you so much for joining us and joining in. Tomorrow we'll do this again, and let's stay out of trouble. We've done well. Let's. I think the message to Nigerians today is, well, I want the two of you to end the show by saying, what's your message to Nigerians on the minimum wage? Should we be patient with the governor, with the president, or should we take a more decisive step? If they don't, if you know that's in mathematics, there's something to say if and only if. Those of you that did engineering, that's what we do. You know, if and only if. So I want to know
Yes.
if and only if from you too, or when and only when.
Okay.
Okay,
So
for me, okay,
no, you go first. You go first.
all right. So for me, I would say that the Chris has said if and only if they should increase the minimum wage because it would actually help put citizens in a comfortable space. Now, if and only if they
Yes,
don't increase the
yes,
minimum wage, whatever the NLC is saying about this harmony, I stick to their plan with my hands up.
that's if and
Go
that's the
ahead.
if and only if. Yeah, remember what do you say?
Okay. Well, I will have to say the government should adhere to the NLC. They should adhere to them, and they should take the people off the streets. They should help the people. A government is meant to help the people. You are meant to work for the people. You are meant to help the people. You are meant to secure and provide for the people. So when the people lack basic amenities, you are not you know you are not doing something right. I said before, I said it all started from the foundation, the structure. So I believe the NLC, they are trying to put a structure in place, and I would like the government to follow it and adhere to them. It will really improve the cost. It will really improve the lives of the citizens. It will make them a little bit more at ease, and I think it will reduce crimes. I feel so, and inefficiency. I believe so. So if and only if they do not adhere to it. So I believe the NLC should take the best decision. They should make the best decision that will be favorable for the people and that will ensure that the federal government hears the cries of the people.
I can tell you that these women, you just give them assignment, they deliver. Thank you, young ladies. I'm very proud of two of you. Very, very proud of you. The truth
Thank you
is,
very much, Daddy Chris.
there will be if failure. You see, anarchy, disharmony, unemployment, looting, yahoo, prostitution, insecurity, name it, will remain a self-fulfilling prophecy for us if we don't change the salary structure in Nigeria. The brain drain will continue. The slave trade will continue. People will continue to be drivers to some people. Some people will continue to be gate men. There will be nannies. These are all unacceptable jobs. We are all born equal. We are human beings. Born great. How can I be your slave in the 21st century and you expect us to live in the same country? There will be no peace. Like I said on this show, and I want to say it again, the only reason there's no drivers in the United Kingdom is because not because we don't want to, no personal drivers, not because we don't want to, it's because we cannot afford it. The only reason I don't have somebody in my house now cooking for me, cleaning after this studio, that I have to clean it myself, it's not because I don't want to, it's because I cannot afford it. The only reason I bring my mother when my wife put to bed here, not because I don't want to give the job to a nanny, because I cannot afford it. So the truth is the government of any nation will carefully make sure that people are not enslaved. so that the citizen can then divert their energy into the right source. We have young
Yes.
people, we have natural resources. And my final say today, which I think is a very big message to the federal government of Nigeria, it is time to stop giving our governors, our local government blank check. Give them voucher based on what they said they're going to do. The country belongs to every one of us. I know the constitution will not allow you to do so, but tell them there's something like the president of the country. I'm a dictator. I'm coming to dictate because this country needs to move. Yes, Obasanjo just said it all. There's need to do things differently. I wish I have
Yes.
Obasanjo back. Sometimes I like Obasanjo. Baba at a point in time was a president. In the second tenure, he messed it up with the third term. The man was ruling the country. He said there's need to do things differently. He did a wonderful reform, paid our debt. The only reason being he cannot gather himself with the right people. You see, this woman that is now at the World Bank was a minister with us. You understand? These are people that helped to structure Nigeria there.
Yes.
Look at what we have today. We can go back to it. But again, to do that, we need to pay people the minimum wage so that there will be insecurity. Insecurity can be a thing of the past. I'm not even a big fan of 650,000. If that is a start, why not? I don't want to live in a country where we have gate men. I don't want to live in a country where they have drivers. Somebody sitting in his fast back. Many of you now are watching me. You are sitting in the back of your car, somebody is driving you. Who are you? Who are you not to drive yourself? Come to England, we'll drive ourselves. Who are you? And most of you, when you come to UK, you enter the bus. They jump on the train. Have you seen your governors here? They use the train. Because the system doesn't recognize you. Who are you? You know, and the moment they come down from the car, I met this governor of Anambra State, the current one. I was a CBN governor. I met him at the airport. You know, I want to pick somebody. He was the one rolling his trolley, going to his vehicle to look for who will pick him. Probably call Uber to take him to where he's going. But in Nigeria, he forgets so many slave masters when he sleep. One die. Governor don't come. Mona stop him. You get one lady for audio and say, I should be say, Una stop him. So today, all of Una, when they do slave trade for Nigeria, you know what? Una stop him. That's where we end the show today. My name is Daddy Chris, and thanks to young ladies for this wonderful time. We'll do this again. Stay out of trouble. And please, you know, this show will not be friends to many people. So stay out of trouble. When I say stay out of trouble, don't go out anyhow. When you come on this show with Daddy Chris, you know, you're a potential target. God bless you all. See you tomorrow.
Bless you too.
Thank you.
Looking for a home away from home in Abuja? Look no further than SRTV Shortlet Apartments. Our fully furnished apartments offers everything you need for a comfortable and relaxing stay. Unwind in spacious rooms with exquisite ambience. Cook delicious meals in our well-equipped kitchen and relax in our comfortable sitting rooms watching your favorite shows. And guess what? 247 Wi-Fi available. But that's not all. SRTV goes extra mile by providing a car to take you around town during your stay. No need to worry about navigating public transportation or hailing taxis. Explore Abuja at your own pace. Book your SRTV Shortlet apartment today and experience the perfect blend of comfort and convenience. You can reach us by calling this number 070-6237-9915 or 080-7082-7331.
SRTV. Innovative content.